Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. I'm not a professional, as you're going to spot very quickly. I'm just a normal Joe sharing my experiences on three things really. Shares, and it's investing in shares and trading in shares. Football, Premier League primarily, that's my passion, and particularly good value football bets, so you can put small amounts on with the hope, and I stress the word hope, of winning lots of money, and just general life lessons. So I've been told to keep these videos fairly short, so the first one I'm going to do is just tell you or show you my investment portfolio and tips for 2021. I started investing years ago, sometimes did good, often did very bad. But as lockdown hit us all, around about the 1st of April, I started doing it with a passion and I learned lots of stuff. And passion is a good word because now I'm so excited about the market and the prospects and some of the obvious winners I've got there that I just actually look forward to Monday mornings now for the market to open. And I suspect there's a few people out there as well. So anyway, in the interest of keeping it short, I will show you my portfolio, which I need to do reverse cap. And there it is. So this is my holdings. I've got 15 stocks in there. 3 of them are going to be stars. One of them already is, and the other 2 are going to be. Now, they're the ones I'm absolutely convinced will do something spectacular in 2021, and 2 of them at least, if not all 3, probably in the first quarter of 2021. Now, I won't go into each individual share itself, that's why I'm putting them on the screen so you can see them. I will do in later videos, assuming I get a subscriber and I'm not talking to myself, although I suppose I can get the cat or the dog. I'm told that's everyone has those sort of people sort of joining in. All I need to do is get a pet now, I guess, and I can get there. Anyway, my top 3 are 4D Farmer here, the Epic code over here, DDDD, and the current price is 129. As I say, I won't go into details, but that has actually lost me 1.8% over the 9 months that I've been investing. It has been up much higher. It's fallen back down and it's now on the rise again. But it's got big news coming up in January, and I'll give you more details later. Novasit is a French Anglo company. They make the gold standard tests for COVID and have done spectacularly well. Figures out in January. They've already made me 26%, and this doesn't tell the whole story because I actually do a bit of trading as well. One of the things I've learnt is that you may have the best stock in the world, but it doesn't always go up. So Novasit, for example, I first got my lowest investment at £2.40. It's currently £8.61, but I also bought some at £12.70. So now what I do is I have a conviction on the stocks that I really like these top 3, and when they reach a certain price I sell a little, and then I have a trading strategy which means I buy back when it falls back down. That's done me particularly well in Novasit, and I will share that with you in a later video. And I've actually banked about £4,000 in trading profits, actually probably nearer 5 now I think about it. I'll get the exact figure later. And I've got those trading strategies for all the stocks that I really like. And there's no downside to it really, because you're taking profits and they all fall back at one point. And if you get your timing perfect, which you never do, but you still make money on the trading. And if it keeps falling back down, you then actually add to your holding. So I've got more holdings in Novasit now since I started slicing and dicing than I had at the beginning, and I'm very comfortable with that. So I'm only doing that on the stocks that I'm very comfortable and want to hold on. Over in the final column you'll see actions, and If I go onto this side, actions there. So that's telling me, for example, that when Novasight hits 888 or higher, hopefully higher, because they do move up rather quickly when they start to go, then I'll take a little slice off of that, and then I'll have an automatic trading strategy which will kick in and tell me when to buy back, either 50% of what I've sold, or 75%, depending on how I'm looking at it. Okay, I won't dwell too much onto this, but then I've got my next three, which are next best bets. So of those, I would pick out Tech Capital as my favourite of the three, and the one most likely to join the stars up above. I've tried to keep them down to 3. I was tempted to put it into 4, but no, it hasn't made its forward run, let's call it that, yet. And as you can see over here, it's actually lost me 2.3% so far. It's currently at 15.75, but has been as low as 9. So people got in at 9, and I got in somewhere like 19 and 14 and such like that. So my average is 16, because you can see my average buy price there. But again, I'm expecting great things of that. I haven't got a substantial amount in that, but it is 3% of my portfolio. Looking up to the top, you load your stars. So I've got over 50% of my portfolio in the top 3. Novasight is over 30% on its own, primarily because it's done so well, and that obviously adds to it. And 4D Pharma, I've been adding copiously as it fell. It was around 180 at one point, and it's went back down to 95. I bought a good chunk at 95, so I've got my average there down to 131. The other sections I've got here, which you can look at leisure, are dependables, I've called them. These are the ones I think will do me well. Could do spectacular, particularly Oxford Biomedica. I've held that for a long time, been underwater for a lot of the time, but now finally I'm over 40% up in that stock. And I've got 15% holding there. So again, that was one I was tempted to put elsewhere. The other two, Legal & General and Diageo, are sort of mainstream stocks, which I used to have a lot of before COVID and the lockdown. I've now moved into stocks that are going to actually benefit from the pandemic, and that makes up a good part, or some part, of the holdings in the top 3. Okay, I will stop there on the shares, but I will come back later with trading strategy and show that works. Let me just mention briefly football betting. As I say, Premier League is my passion. I watch it incessantly, and even when you're watching the smaller clubs, you can have fun by having a bet on them. So I like to do something called a lucky 15, which means it's 15 bets. So that's 4 singles, 6 doubles, 4 trebles, and an accumulator. And you put a small bet on that. So if you do 25p, which is the one I typically do, it's 15 bets, so it's £3.75. Now, depending on what you do, and I do correct scores, so you get good odds on correct scores. I often do 3-2 bets, because that way you get probably at least 20 to 1 and often higher, 33 to 1 and stuff like. And if you get one of those up, you get your money back. I also tend to do 2-0, generally home wins, but if the away team is much better, City away or Liverpool away, for example, I might do the away win on that. And that can be, you're more likely to come up. So I did 4 yesterday, the 4 results yesterday, and I got 1, Crystal Palace. They won 2-0, so I got more or less my money back on that, and yet had the excitement of watching. Spurs won 3-0, so if they hadn't got an extra goal, Arsenal won 4-0, if they hadn't got those extra 2, then it could have been quite lucrative. My best return a few years ago now, when I got all 4 up, was £1,700. So with that in the bank, it's difficult to actually lose money on those sort of stakes. So I will also add information on what I call power boosts. So I tend to do those bets in Ladbrokes. I've got 3 accounts: Ladbrokes, Paddy Power, and Betfair. Ladbrokes are better. Their odds are better than Paddy Powers and all the rest on pretty much all results. So they're better for multiple bets like the Lucky 15. If you want to do single bets, Betfair are better. So, for example, if you wanted to do a 3-2 single bet, you might get 28 to 1 on Ladbrokes, but you probably get 40 to 1 on Betfair. And also on Betfair, again, no time left here, loads to tell you, but not enough time on the video. They have like half-time betting, which I'm very keen on doing. Going for, let's say, a 2-2 half-time bet. And then if there's a couple of early goals, you can cash in, and for your original £2 stake, you can multiply that 20-fold, 30-fold, or whatever. And if you hang on for the actual outcome, you can get odds, usually minimum 60 and sometimes 120, depending on the teams that are playing. Okay, I'll stop there because time is limited, because I've already over 10 minutes. Life lessons can be anything. For example, if you're investing in the UK, use your stocks and shares ISA allowance to get everything tax-free, because when you make these stupendous results that you might, then that's better. And also, eat porridge in the morning because it reduces your cholesterol. And it could be anything. I'm basically just going to ramble, and if you like rambling, let me know. Anyway, I'll stop there because that's 11 minutes now. Just to mention, as I think I am legally obliged to do, that anything I say on here is not advice to invest either in shares or, more importantly, in football. It's just showing you the strategy, and if you like the strategy, you can do it for your own stocks, or you can even copy mine if you want to, but that's not my intention. Okay, I'll sign off now here and hope to see you again. Goodbye.